Here in Atlanta for descendants of enslaved Africans to be compensated for hundreds of years of brutal forced labor.
Atlanta City Council could soon set up its own task force on reparations. This is a concept spreading in Georgia and honestly nationwide as well. California's reparations task force recently released an 1,100-page report on the topic. Recommendations include a formal apology from the state to families of enslaved Africans. The state of New York also passed a bill considering reparations itself. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon live in Atlanta City Hall.
Doug, the proposed task force would investigate specifically if the city took property away from black landowners.
Right, and of course the snowball effect that comes with generations of historic inequities. And city council members just got back from a closed door session. We expect they'll be voting on this at any moment now, and so we'll keep you updated. But this likely wouldn't be direct monetary payments, so in the form of cash or checks or something like that. Instead, what this would focus on is those deeper seated issues. And council members say when it comes to things like education, housing, and business, there's plenty that can be done to, again, make up for those generations of gaps in those areas.
The possibilities are limitless.
Atlanta City Councilman Michael Julian Bond is excited and hopeful to see what a newly formed reparations study committee can do for the city's black residents. He said even ruling out direct payments, there is still plenty of opportunity for change.
They may come back to say, hey, maybe we'll give some folks some down payment assistance. Maybe we'll have some type of incentive program for them, for small business or something of that nature.
The group will only be able to make recommendations. It'll still be up to council members to implement policy. But reparations aren't a new concept. From Illinois to California, municipalities have found ways to close historic inequities plaguing black residents.
There are many ways that we can enter into these discussions, but clearly there's a history of harm.
Dr. Cynthia Spence with Spelman College is an expert on reparations and says they can come in many forms.
And those outcomes have included things like reducing property taxes, providing monetary payments to Black individuals, African Americans in communities to help with housing. There have been discussions about educational access. You know, universities have been involved in this reparations work.
While people still need to be chosen for Atlanta's task force, it'll likely include historians and monetary and civil rights experts. It's no doubt a complicated issue, but it's a discussion that dates back to post-Civil War Reconstruction when reparations were promised but never realized.
We're trying to pick up the pieces and see how to deal with the aftermath of the lingering effects of that.
And we mentioned at the beginning of this that places like California and New York had studied this issue. Evanston, Illinois has a package for their black residents that includes some housing reparations. And just across the street at Fulton County, for the better part of a year, they have a task force that has been studying some sort of reparations at the county level. They are getting close to possibly making some recommendations to counselors over there. We're at City Hall tonight. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
All right.